When you're putting a battery in, there are two things to consider. The first is this set of contacts, and the second is that set of contacts. This set of contacts has to make contact with that set of contacts. So in order to do that, you need to put the battery in the compartment, push down. When you want to take the battery out, you just push this button and take it away. To turn the camera on, you have to consider this little switch here. It has two parts to it. The red button in the middle is the VTR firing button. This is the thing that gets you actually recording. But to turn the camera on in the first place, what you need to do is push this outer collar to the on position. And you'll see that it's on because this red light comes on. To get a tape into the camera is a two-step process. First of all, you have to push this eject button and then pull the door open. When that happens, the tape carriage comes up and pops out. You're ready to put the tape in now. And when you're putting a tape in, remember that there is a window. If you consider that there's a window here and then there's an arrow pointing down, the window always points to the outside and the arrow points down. That's the way the tape should go in. So you simply push the tape in, and then you push the tape carriage, or push the door against the tape carriage. The tape carriage goes down, and then you close the door. In order to get the videotape machine recording, you have to actually press the red button, and to get it to stop, you just press the red button a second time. The first thing you have to do when you're going to record on the camera is to make sure that the camera is in the camera position. So this switch has to be pushed up. The easiest way for you to actually shoot is to shoot in auto mode. And auto mode controls the iris, the white balance, and the focus. So if you just push this up, you put the camera in auto mode, and it's virtually just a point and shoot kind of camera at that point. There are two ways to view the video that you are shooting. The way that is most popular is people open up this LCD screen and take a look at it. Just two things to consider about the LCD screen though. If you are low on power, or if you're shooting in bright sunlight, you may find that this LCD screen is not useful. And when that happens, you just close it and you can look through the viewfinder here. In order to use any of the manual functions, you have to take the camera off of auto. And to do that, you have to take this switch and just push it down into its middle position. If you want to go to manual focus, one of the things you have to do is push down on the focus button. The routine for focusing is to zoom in on the subject, turn this focus dial until the item is totally in focus, and then when you zoom out, no matter what framing you choose, it will still be in focus. One of the handiest functions that you can do manually is adjust the iris or the aperture. That's the amount of light that's actually coming into the camera. So to do that, the first thing you have to do, of course, is put it on manual. When you get manual, of course, you have the small circular symbol showing up on the right-hand side. Now you press the down arrow and you'll get automatic white balance. Press it again, you get 160, which is a shutter number. We're not going to use shutter this term. But if you press it a third time, you get a number that has an F in front of it. And that is the control for aperture, or iris. If you need to increase the iris, in other words, if you need to bring more light into the camera, then you just press the right arrow and you will see that it comes up. And right at the moment, this is open. In other words, you can't open it any further. If you needed to bring it down, then you'd press the left arrow, press it a couple of times, and you'll see that the numbers change. You go from open to f2.8. Here we're at f3.4. In order to do a manual white balance, you have to have a white card to shoot. So I've set up a white card on an easel here. Now the first thing you need to do is to take the camera out of auto into manual. And when you take it into manual, you'll see that that circular symbol comes in at the bottom there. You're going to have to find automatic white balance. So to do that, you press the down arrow, and there's automatic white balance up on the top left. It says AWB. Now what you need to do is actually get it into manual white balance mode. So you press the white arrow, that says indoor, here's outdoor, and this is manual white balance. There's a square with two rectangles. And it's flashing. That means that a white balance needs to be done. So what I'm going to do is press the up arrow. You'll see that the image disappears and then comes back, and although it looks blue to you, I can tell you that this is now white balanced. Ironically, one of the big problems students have when they begin shooting is getting good audio. And one of the ways you can deal with this is by listening to the audio that you're getting in the field. So that means that you have to wear headphones when you're shooting. And for this camera, the headphone jack is back here. All you need to do is just plug it in, put your headphones on, and go. When you're recording an interview, there are three things you're going to need. The first is a microphone, either a lav mic or a handheld mic like this. The second is an XLR cable. And the third thing is an adapter, an XLR to mini adapter, because this camera doesn't take XLR hookups. So the first thing you do is you hook the microphone into the XLR cable, and you take the other end of the XLR cable and you hook it into the adapter, the mini to XLR adapter, and then you plug this in here into the camera. When you talk into the microphone, you should be able to hear it on the headphones now.